Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel I like to make silly gaming videos. And today I'm excited to announce that I am a Paralives partner. That means that I will be able to play and post Paralives content starting Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you follow me across all of my platforms so you know exactly how Paralives is gonna play before the early access release on May 25th, 2026. This video, however, is to talk about the trailer that they just released so we can all whet our palate of what we should expect with this game. So let's get into it. So already my first reactions of this trailer are, I'm a little intrigued. I was gonna say confused, but I am intrigued by the whole setting up a household. It seems like you do this through this little train, and it seems like you can pick your households here because it says select a household, or you can create a new household. And then if you decide to create a new household, I'm gonna switch my camera view. It seems like you can change the height of your parafolk. You can select their skin color. You can see some of the body presets that they have here. And then after that, you can obviously put them in different dress. I am also very curious about giving them their different points to customize them and giving them their vibes, their talents. I'm very curious how this will affect gameplay and how unique you can make each of your different parafolk. I love seeing here the jack of all trades, the music and fitness has different talents. We've seen this before in other videos that they've released about the gameplay. So seeing that this is the way that you create a new household, very interesting. Another thing that I thought was interesting, switching my camera again, is what this storyteller aspect is going to be. It says they affect gameplay parameters and difficulty level. So this is Ricardo. He said he's here to add spice to your pair's life. And then Maxence brings balance to your stories. And I guess you can decide the parameters of how your stories are going to play out. So it looks like you can change the pair's aging, whether or not there's the length of the different life stages. Ooh, minutes per real life second. You can adjust that yourself. You can set the pregnancy, trimester duration, labor duration, chance to get pregnant when attempting. Oh, that's interesting because in that other game that we play, you need a mod for that. Chance to have twins, chance to have triplets. Careers performance threshold, job performance threshold for strikes. That's hilarious. I don't know what's going on, but that's hilarious. Automatically eat at work. You can turn that on or off. Automatically use toilet at work. So you can decide whether or not your parents are gonna actually have like a good life when you send them off to their little rabbit hole. So another thing to point out is that because this is in early access, they haven't fine-tuned every little thing that they want for the final release of the game. So they say here that we plan to add more customization options for gameplay. And then they call out Stella, the little dog here, who will make your life easy. Now, that's a little bit confusing in my opinion because pets actually are not available upon early access day one release. So I don't know if Stella is kind of like the little guide for like tips and stuff like that. I guess that will be revealed later. I thought this was cute, the little train coming through and welcoming you to Melano, the little town. Immediately, I love seeing the view of where you can move your para households into. So it looks like we have some empty lots. All right, and then we have maybe some lots that have already been built. I don't know if there's like apartments basically that you can move your para folk into. So this actually answers one of the questions that I had before when I was talking about everything we should expect for day one early access. I could not envision the world in which our para folks are going to be living in. I couldn't figure out where my little para folks would be in the town versus when they would be in their actual like homes if you want to build a custom home. So this already answers that question. And then you can see here that I guess the DaCosta household is the household that we were in before with the little pair of folks, the roommates. So this is really cool to just kind of like see this UI and see how this works. And I love seeing this as well. We can see how large the lot is and how much it costs. This is just interesting to compare and contrast all the different ways in which this is being shown amongst different life simming games. If you play that other game, if you play that other game, it all looks different, but it's still the same principle. I am super impressed with what I'm seeing for build mode from this trailer. They are very clear to explain that you can build your walls on a grid or off the grid. And then they even go as far as to show that you can have curved walls. And these curved walls look different than, for example, The Sims 4, because it seems like you can determine the curve by dragging. So you can have an extreme curve like it shows here. You can have a more like looser curve. It seems like a very powerful, interesting tool. And I know you builders are going to be having a field day. They do clarify that even though we can build with curved walls, that we will not be able to put windows on them yet. So that's going to be coming later. They also show that we can resize our windows, which I think is, I just love this. Because, you know, it's that moment where it's like you want everything to match, but you need things to be like slightly different size, or if you're doing a slightly different style in building, this gives you so much flexibility. I'm also very surprised to see that there's terrain tools. I don't know. I have not been following very, very closely to the development process for this game. So if that was like stated years ago and it's new to me, it is what it is. I'm just saying, this looks really powerful to me already. I'm like, dang, we're gonna have terrain tools on day one. That's super dope. I also love the painting of the grass here, because at this angle, it seems like the grass is actually 3D. It looks like it's actually coming out of the ground versus being painted on, like with The Sims, for example, and being able to add the flowers as well. Looking at the other options here, there's even like trash, it looks like bottles and like the soda can rings and whatnot. So there seems to be some dope options that are going to be coming with early access day one. Now, this was really, really cool. Being able to take an object and resize it from as small as it was already. Look, let me rewind. So you can see, look, it goes from being teeny tiny to really big. And then they grab another object, they resize that, and then they offset it, I guess, so that it looks like it's one object. Again, that is another thing that in that other game, we need a mod for. So it's really cool to see that with day one early access, we'll be able to more or less customize different objects, because we will be able to customize how large something is, how small something is, and where it's actually placed. And you see that more when they go into placing things on the shelves. So it seems like, you know, with The Sims 4, I'm used to having to have like slots to lock things into. And again, if I want to change where things are locked into, I have to unlock that with a cheat. I'm not sure about the cheats with Paralives. For all I know, you need a cheat still. But the way that it seems like it's just part of the gameplay that you can kind of toggle on and off. It says toggle advanced widget. I don't know. It seems like you can toggle on and off the advanced placement, or it may not be a toggle. It may be just how it actually works from the beginning. But this is just really cool, because if you're someone who really likes clutter, it seems like you can just place the stuff wherever you want. Now, this does beg the question for me of like, are these objects just decoration? Or are we actually able to have our parafolk come over and use the objects? Because that's another thing that I'm like, okay, even though the dollhouse part of this looks really cool, I want to see the paras interact with the stuff. And you color wheel truthers, I know you are excited to see this in this trailer. They have the color wheel in Paralives. Y'all have been begging for the color wheel since The Sims 4 released in 2014. So color wheel truthers rejoice. Another thing that I'm actually really excited to see and test myself is being able to resize objects and seeing the parafolk interact with my objects at a custom size. Like taking this 3-seater couch and then them resizing it down to a 2-seater love seat. And you can even see that there was this 3-seater that was a certain width for each seat, but then you can make it a little bit smaller and it still looks like it's a 3-seater. So I am very curious how this sort of thing is going to work in gameplay. And even being able to look at all the different clutter objects in here, like some things that I can see off the rip. I love these little stars. I love this lamp, so cute. I'm seeing some hanging plants behind my head. Oh, and some other plants over here. We see the television. We see like this little tray with books and tissues and candles and this little vase. I'm loving this lamp. I love the furniture. The furniture looks really good. We can see some stairs here as well. There's only a few steps. Loving this door. But then going into the other parafolk's room, we can see there's a record player. We can also see tampons. We can see tampons. And I don't know why this makes me so happy, but I love this. I love that this is in the game. I'm loving the food too. The food looks delicious. I kind of am hungry. Maybe I could get some pizza. Oh, I see an unfinished puzzle here. This looks like a yoga bolster, some slippers. I like this artwork on the wall. Specifically the skyline here, because, you know, I am a city girl myself. Oh, this little light behind the computer is really cool. And then the plants again. I see a puddle over here because this para is messy. So I don't know. I love this. And I see this rug. I love this. I'm having fun just watching this trailer and we're not even halfway through. At this point, this para is getting a job and we can see in this room, I'm loving this rug. I'm loving this wall art. I'm loving this wallpaper. Okay. I also really like the Paralives art style. So I think I'm going to be happy to see all the different ways in which this game can come to life. But anyway, so we click on the computer here and they're basically about to find a job. After she finds a job, we can see the different categories there are for jobs in this game, at least to start at early access. And they clicked on the service category. And we can see here that for some of these, this para is not qualified. So you need to be rank 14 in order to work as a store clerk in the antique shop, rank 16 in order to be a studio receptionist. So I'm curious how to rank up. And then it says that there's flexible schedule. So this looks like a morning schedule, an afternoon schedule, and then an evening schedule to do this job. Work starts today. That actually is helpful because you know how sometimes you get your Sims a job and then like it starts like the next day. Sometimes I'm like, no, I needed money right now, you know? I'm also noticing the rings on Talia's hands and then her nails. She's so cute. Oh, so then they have this little newspaper. So the new paper, train broke down, ephemeral art piece left overnight, and then Premium Gym offers free yoga class to all residents. Join today at the community center. They're going to go to the free yoga class. And then we have go here, jog here, run here, or dance here, which I find hilarious. They said go here, but then she ended up running. So this plant shop, I guess, gives a free plant every day. But then also you can see these other items in here. And then also I noticed there's a little pride flag behind my head, which I thought was super cute. And you can see this cute little radio that's playing music and little registers. Oh, I like those bar stools too. Okay, so then there's also a market where some food can be purchased, it looks like. But it's like the Premium Gym 24/7. So I'm assuming these are like town events, kind of like Sims festivals. I'm not sure, obviously. And then there's some mushrooms that I guess Talia can go and collect. So it says collect or eat at your own risk. I'm curious what the consequences of that would be. I will say at this zoom level, the mushrooms seem really large compared to Talia, but mushrooms do get really big. So that could be on purpose, or maybe it's just to help us as the player see them. And then for whatever reason, there's some mechanic around donating those mushrooms to the museum. I guess sharing things amongst the collective. Okay, and so museum donation progress. I guess you unlock different things. This is the yoga class event for the whole town. Now, as you can see, there's only one other parafolk here. So I'm curious about this as far as like life sim games in general, whenever there's something that's supposed to be for like the whole town or for like a lot of people. And there's only one other character there outside of my active character that I'm playing. I'm wondering if this is actually representative of how it's going to feel to do things in the town, if it's going to feel empty. That's a concern I have just looking at this. So then they talk about group energy. She's 4 out of 10 skill experience points until the next level. And it looks like she's at fitness level 1. So she's learning at 22 units per hour because she's doing it in a group. Oh, I see. It's like how fast she learns these things adds up to 11 points. She gets a ×2 multiplier from doing it as a town event. This is kind of interesting. It kind of feels more like gamified than other life simulation games I've played. And the whole time we can see this pair of folks need, she's not hungry, she's a little tired, she kind of needs to use the bathroom, but she's pretty clean. Then I'm assuming this is the energy, and I'm curious what these are. Maybe this is like mood, skills, work, relationships, what's in her inventory. I don't know what this exclamation point is. And maybe this is kind of like our about panel. I'm excited to get my hands on this game. Now, we can see here, we can change the level that we're at, whatever this little cube is. Okay, these icons are a little bit more nebulous to me, but I'm wondering if there's something in here around editing this area or like editing this lot. Okay, so now we're back with Nikki, the roommate, who is the messier one. First of all, I don't know if these are tattoos. I think these are tattoos. She looks so cute. Covered in tattoos. She's wearing tights as well as some high socks and these little sneakers. She's got some colored hair. Oh, and it looks like maybe this is her little action cube because it looks like she's playing a game and she has a little handheld gaming device, which I did see in her room earlier. So she sat, so we get to pick a reaction. Eat a snack, watch TV for 2 hours, be alone for an hour, or program for 2 hours at 0 learning speed. And so there's these bonuses, which are interesting. I'm like, how is this gonna work? Okay, so these wants are short-term goals above their needs. So now they're showing off cooking. It's hard to see what we're looking at here. Oh, I guess she put something in the microwave. I wish we got a better angle of that. So right then, it looks like after she was done cooking, she completed that want, and then we got something with the rank and that little first icon kind of animated. Oh, personality level up. So she got a personality level up here from completing those 2 wants, cooking and being alone for an hour. And they also say that she has like a sloppy lifestyle, so she's not gonna clean up after herself. Yes, okay, your Paris personality. So that's what that first one is. So then it's like, okay, this is Nikki Thompson. These are all of her little points for her little personality. She's got a gloomy vibe. She's good at being alone, and she's not really talented. Oh, so they're letting us know that she leveled up her personality point, 0 out of 30 personality experience points until the next level. Okay, so in order to rank up to level 2, I guess we need 30 more points. And then here it says pick 1 evolution for Nikki Thompson's good at nothing talent, which is so funny. Contagious incompetence, infuriating incompetence, saddening incompetence, relief from embarrassment. It says, when you stop working on a skill, parents who were embarrassed because of you gain +2 happy. What? How are you embarrassing people? When learning a new skill, you can gain an aura that gives +2 sad to everyone nearby, or +2 angry. Or this one says, when learning a skill, gain an aura that gives -1 learning speed to everyone nearby. This is hilarious. And then it says personality upgrades are still being worked on and improved since this is in early access. This is really funny. I'm curious if there's one of these for each of these sections. Like, this is a level up for the good at nothing talent, but I wonder if there's one for the social perks and the vibes. Mind you, the pizza now is stinking, so she still got that puddle. So she really hasn't done anything since we last checked in with her. Okay, so then this is where the Paralives team is letting us know that through the Steam workshop, we will be able to download mods in CC. And I'm curious if these are actual mods, if they actually like teamed up with some creators to make these, or if some people on the team just made these for actual little bonuses, or if this is just a mock-up. I'm very, very curious about that. Because look at this. This is vomit interaction, which makes me think, I'm like, is there no vomiting in this game? Like, what's going on? Little business, Paralives, like what is going on? Radio, podcast, kids, furniture items. And with the Steam workshop, I'm pretty sure that would mean that all of this is free. Again, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by all of this. So these bedroom items, they decide that they're going to add it through Steam. And then this is that item that they added from Steam in the game, which is really cool. Oh, look at this cat art. The art here is really funny. And all of this clutter. I wonder if like the paint on the floor and this paintbrush and these paint tubes, if they are all a part of this object or if those are individually placed. Okay, so after Talia came back from work, it looks like she got a work point, which they're going to use to like upgrade her. And it says like you can go to the next rank or you could get new perks. So in this case, we go to rank 2, which would give us a little bit more money, or the retirement fund, we can gain $10. I don't know what the currency is per day for each 1,000 that your household has, or give it your all. 50% chance to get an extra upgrade point after each workday, but easier to get a strike. Oh, I thought it was the pairs going on strike, not that we get strikes. Yikes. Oh, and they're standing outside the pharmacy. I wonder if that's just kind of like a, oh, well, it's boarded up actually. Because I was saying, I wonder if that's like just a set dressing or if that's a real pharmacy, but it might just be set dressing. So it says that they're visiting a restaurant, but then when they get here, they're playing games. So I don't know. I don't know if they get food or what. Now, what they just did is they click to drag to add more people to the group, which very cool mechanic. And then once everyone has been selected with the click and drag, they can click an object that you can do as a group, and then everyone can play the little game together. I wonder if our Talia even met this little pair of folk here. And it also looks like once we're in a group, it looks like they pop up down here as being part of the group. I wonder what the orange background means, if that's just their mood, or the fact that these little pictures are smaller just means that they're part of the group versus being part of the household. I wonder what happens if you're in the same household, but then you're part of a group. Oh, I like the print on this pair's shirt though. So then they're talking about the together bar. I guess this is the group socialization. So we can do something flirty, ask if single. Oh, I think actually the way that just looked, it looks like you could ask if single in a friendly way, or you could ask if single in a flirty way, which is cool to integrate like the option. Like, oh, do you have a partner versus like, oh, do you have a partner? You know, I like that option is like split up in that way. That's really cool. And then you can choose who you want to ask, like who you want to be flirty with. And I wonder if that would be the same, whether if it was flirty or not. And so they decided to ask the blonde kid here. Oh, and then we learned that he's single. So now that the game is over, I guess they're no longer in a group because Talia is just talking to whoever this is. And they are going through to try to attempt flirting, but it looks like it only has an 18% chance of success. So it's like 20% base chance just no matter what. But then these are some of the buffs that increase the chance of success. But then what decreases the chance of success is that they barely know each other. Oh, and then so they decided to do it, and this little thing popped up as like a little wheel to see if it's like a success or failure. And I love, it feels like a little mini game. This is like really funny. Okay, no, it didn't go. Of course, it didn't work. So after Talia gets back from her failed flirting attempt, she comes back to their place and it's a complete mess because of her roommate, right? And so we're seeing there's pizza left out. There's some soda bottles. Some stacked cups. I wonder if that's a single object or if that's something that someone did just to show that it's messy. Like some of this stuff might just be like movie magic and not actually anything that Nikki did. It's just part of the storytelling for the trailer. Oh, I also noticed the bag is on the couch. We got a book on the couch, you know, some mess on the floor. Literally spilled milk over here. Oh, the shoes that her roommate was wearing are just like on the floor here. So I wonder if that is something that's a real object versus something that the parents take off. So then they just send Nikki to sleep. They're like, whatever, we'll deal with this tomorrow. Oh, look at this little decoration behind the bed here. Now the animation for the bed is a little wonky. If you look at the sheets and stuff, it's a little weird, but it's fine. She got in the bed. It works. So then we get this pop-up here. It says another day, another story. And then we have Mixin. I can't remember her name right now, but this is one of the storytellers from the beginning. We had Ricardo and then we had her. And it says a new page in your story. We can choose between you'll make a ton of friends and you are filled with the motivation to find a new job. Oh, I was wondering how this affected our para who is going to sleep, but it looks like maybe the little picture of the para in the household is who it's for. And then it says moon pack cards that grant all sorts of bonuses. Is it like tarot? Okay, so if we choose this one, it says Nikki gets +7 application points for 24 hours. Ooh. Or for the next day, everyone will want to be Talia's friend. Again, I feel like there's that gamified aspect. Like it keeps you engaged with playing through, not just as like a little dollhouse simulator, but like this is a game in which there's life simulation aspects of it. I'm also seeing here there's solar panels on the roof. Okay, so at this point, the blondie shows back up and they're basically showing off that Talia doesn't want to deal with it. So then the roommate comes out and cusses him out, which is the reason why they live together, apparently, because she is a slob, but she can handle business. And it's cute to see them side by side to see that they're different heights. Talk about being disgusted by filthy house. Compliment mood, talk about politics, share a depressing story from being gloomy, find a reason to leave the conversation from being good at being alone, and say the conversation is boring. No. Well, we can see their different moods. She's happy and then she's still gloomy. Oh, and I see this is the story-driven aspect of this, where they can bond by spending some funny moments together to increase their friendship. And then it says, comes to early access on May 25th, 2026, and you can go ahead and wishlist it on Steam now. Wow. That was a lot. I'm actually so glad that they released this so that you could get a quick overview of all of the features that they have been talking about. Like I said, I did go on their website the other day. I posted a video where we talked about what we should expect from early access day one. So a lot of the things that they have on that page, they did show off in this video. And it was nice to see kind of like the current state of the UI, the current state of how the gameplay is going to work. This looks really, really cool, in my opinion. I'm so excited to play this. Now, they were very clear in the video that they released the other day, trying to explain to everyone what early access is, that because this game is in early access, we should still expect bugs, and we should not expect hundreds of hours of gameplay yet. So while this trailer was promising and it did get me very excited to play the game, I also want to make sure that my and your expectations are tempered. I don't want people to come to this game and set it up for failure by anticipating that it will replace another game that we all love so much that we probably have hundreds or thousands of hours in at this point. I don't think that's fair at all. And I want this game to do well if we all have fun playing, if we all enjoy it. And so again, I'm here to remind you that I am a Paralives partner, baby, which means I get early access to Paralives. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. I will be going live playing Paralives. I will be posting videos playing Paralives. Any questions that you have about the game at this point, put them in the comments below so I can keep a little tally and then I can answer the questions when I'm making my videos and stuff, okay? Anyway, if you want to see my other thoughts about Paralives or any of the other life simulation games in the category at this point, because we got so many, make sure you check out my videos here. And until next time, y'all.